Hello everybody and welcome to another one of our leadership training videos. As you probably know by now, I share these leadership training videos as tips, thoughts, ideas to enable you to become a more effective leader. Maybe you're on your leadership journey, which has just started, or maybe just more insights into what it takes to be a great leader. So welcome to this leadership training video. My name is Chris Igwe. I have over 35 years experience of leading, training and developing individuals in different teams across Europe, Middle East and Africa, and also the 5 major countries which I've lived in during my career. What are we going to talk about today? Well, to be honest, it's one which I enjoy, and I hope you do as well, for reasons which we'll go through over the next few minutes. It is one of the key questions which very often is asked, and it's asked in a very specific way. So my question to you is this: do you consider that leadership is a journey or is it a destination? Is leadership a journey or a destination? Okay, now you may say, well, it's both. You may say it's a journey, or you may say it's a destination. Either way, my key objective in this short video is for you to integrate some of the thoughts and comments I'm going to share with you and ideas, and maybe you move from one to the other in terms of your interpretation. But there's a fundamental reason why I asked this question, and I will explain it to you just now. So I've put together here a little bit of a graphic. So if you consider that leadership is a journey, it could well be that there are stops for you. There are moments when you journey on, you stop, you journey on, you stop, and you keep on going. So it could be a linear path for you. It could also be visually another path, which is that you go from peak to peak to peak. You hit maybe a low. You can make these wherever you like. Maybe the lows are not so low, maybe they're even lower. That is not the point. The point here is to say, whatever you're doing, if you feel that that is the peak, then that is the peak for you. But for others, they move from peak to peak and continue to grow. And then there are others who may see it this way. So rather than a linear horizontal, or indeed a mountainous one, it could simply be a continual climb. Whatever image you want to hold is yours to own. What I want to say is, if you decide that these are a destination, then that's a conscious choice that you make. It could equally be that you decide that you've got to the peak of where you want it to be, and that is your destination. There is no judgment. It is okay whichever one you choose, because your circumstances may be that you had the objective of getting to a particular position, role in leadership in your company, in your country, or whatever it happens to be, and you have got there. But the question of journey or destination is more complex than that. It's more complex because here are some of the things that you want to gather along the way, whether it's that destination which you've got to, or whether it's a continual journey. What you want to extract from your leadership are these things. There are many more, and you can create your own list. If you're like me, you want to push yourself to the limits. What is your limit? When you've climbed that first hill or that mountain, or you've run that first race and you've achieved whatever it was you wanted to achieve, you're going to run further. Maybe you want to reduce your time if it's a sporting analogy, but you want to push your limits, because we are creative beings and we can move and develop ourselves through new learnings. If you just stopped at whatever destination you think you've got to or you wanted to get to, you've stopped learning. As leaders, we should be on a path of continual learning, continuous learning, because you want to grow your skills, your knowledge, your insight. If you've got to a particular place and you're not being pushed anymore, you get to comfort, you get to complacency, you get to potentially making mistakes because you're doing the same things you've been doing before, but there are better, more efficient ways, both in terms of manpower, resources, and maybe even cost. So you get greater productivity. But you want to grow your own skills, knowledge, and insights. You want to expand your horizons. Maybe it's horizons within your area of expertise and knowledge. Maybe it's horizons geographically. So instead of living in France and growing up and having your entire life, working life in France, you may want to discover new countries. A lot of French, for example, are going to Southeast Asia over the last 10 years or so. Countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, obviously Singapore, Philippines, and so on. You want to expand your horizons, discover more. And you want to create stronger teams, because that's what we are born to do as leaders, is to continue to create teams, but create stronger teams. So you want to look at the benefits and say to yourself, how am I growing through this? Continuing on this, you want to improve your mindset. Your mindset is as much about your attitude to what you're doing and how you do it better, but it's also internal. It's about how you manage and control yourself. So by expanding, going to those areas you never knew about before, you improve your mindset. You grow your resilience, your ability to take pain, your ability through failure, for example, your ability to succeed where nobody else believed in you. If you've reached your destination, you're kind of coasting. And if you want to grow as a leader, you can't coast. You mustn't coast. You want to be more agile. Agile means moving. So when things change, we're in a very, very fluid world today. The economy is changing all the time. People work in different ways. Consumer behavior, social attitudes, social expectations, the famous millennials and how they view the world, not to mention Gen Z, who are also in the working communities today. How do you handle all that? There's a lot of moving parts. You have to cope with failures. When you grow stronger through failure. Success is great, don't get me wrong, we all want success. But when you've worked through the challenges, picked yourself up, gone down when somebody said you couldn't make it or you couldn't achieve something, that's the journey. I think for me, the most amazing thing, which is why I say I love this topic of is it a journey or a destination, is because for me, I see it as a journey. I've never seen anything as a destination because there's so much to acquire and consider and learn. So for me, it's about those incredible moments that you experience with your team, with your clients, with your bosses, whatever it happens to be. Geography, like I said, I've lived in 5 major European countries, but I've worked across Europe, Middle East and Africa, including the US and China and Africa. So I've had a lot of experience globally where I've learned a tremendous amount through those incredible moments and incredible experiences and meeting incredible people. Because everything that you do that allows you to grow, that allows you to journey, whether physically or in this global world that we live in, you meet incredible people. I mean, at the end of the day, in this time of the pandemic, we've connected so much more through Zoom or Teams or Go Meetings or whatever platform you use. People we never expected to talk to perhaps or meet, and yet we have. We live in a global world, and that global aspect is something we should embrace as part of the journey that we're going to continue on. So I put it to you that your leadership should not be about a destination. It should be about the journey. And the journey is where you experience the most and you're able to give the most after that, where you inspire others through your thoughts and ideas and your own leadership skills as well. Now, I have to say that one of the things, if you consider destination, is you may say, well, I wanted to be, or I am, or have been promoted to a particular role. Well, that's okay. If that's what you expected and you've got that position, great. Live it to the max. But I want to challenge you to ask yourself, what is the next step for you? What is the next level that you can pursue in your career to acquire those things that I mentioned in different aspects, in different areas? So don't be satisfied. And maybe it's the same company. I'm not saying you change company, but don't consider that as your landing point, especially if you're going to be doing that particular role or leading that team or company for the next 15, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it happens to be. You're going to want to learn new skills, new abilities, new knowledge to take you to new frontiers. So I hope that this has spoken to you, and I would invite you to please feel free to comment, like, share your own thoughts and insights, whether you believe you're on a journey or you're on a destination, or if you achieved the destination, then congratulations. I rejoice and I'm very happy with you. But also subscribe to the channel so you know what other videos are becoming available. And I do look forward to seeing you again as I share some other leadership insights through our training videos. Thank you.